Chumash for Monday. Vayeshev. Page 14. Okay. So Yosef's brothers were jealous of him because of the favoritism, and that he had these dreams of rulership, and they were jealous. Rashi said, the pasuk said yesterday, and his father was waiting to see the outcome of the matter. Yud Beis Sheni Monday. His brothers went to pasture their father's sheep and goats in Shechem. Gimel. There are dots over the word S indicating they went only to pasture themselves. Yisrael said to Yosef, are not your brothers pasturing the sheep and goats in Shechem? Come and I shall send you to them. And Yosef replied to them, I am here.
So why wasn't he going with his brothers to help with the sheep?
I think the simple reason is he was younger and he would study with his father.
But they get jealous of him when he does that.
I know, so it's a good question. Why was Yaakov keeping it up? But the question, why was Yaakov favoring him to begin with? Right?
He was a smart guy, too.
So I'm not sure. The simple reason we said it yesterday in Rashi was Yosef Yaakov saw himself in Yosef. He saw Yosef as his heir. He perceived Yosef in the qualities of really.
It's absolutely true from the Chumash. Absolutely correct.
So if that's the case, that's why. Now, why? Obviously, Yaakov tried to downplay it, but the crown prince is the crown prince, I guess. Yud Gimel. Yosef said Hineni. Yud Beis said they went to pasture themselves. So literally it means they pasture sheep, but S is an extra word within the dots. The dots what was indulging themselves? They were basically shepherding themselves. They were indulging in food and drink.
Where are the dots?
On the S, on page verse Yud Beis, there's two dots.
And they're in the Torah too.
Yud Beis, there's two dots.
In the Torah.
Really?
I don't see the two dots. Where are you talking two dots? The Hebrew.
Pasuk Yud Beis, the word S.
Oh, at the top of the S.
The top of the S.
You put a dagesh there.
It's not a dagish, it's dots.
And on top of the top as well.
It's not a dagish. It's two dots. The dots are, when they're on top, are not dagish. They're
one on each letter.
They're basically saying don't read the
dot
word
on each letter. Yeah, it's not
the
a
dots on top of the word are telling you don't read them at face value.
I'll just say this, that there are dots, there are small letters, there are big letters in the Torah, and these dots are in the Torah, and they have a special lesson.
So basically, they were indulging themselves. Some commentaries say they were eating and drinking indulgently, and that was part of their sin. Mm-hmm. Number two was that no, they were shepherding themselves. They were protecting themselves, plotting against Yosef. Yud Gimel. Rashi said, let me do the verse again. Yisrael said to Yosef, are not your brothers in Shechem, pasturing the sheep in Shechem? Go, I will send you to them. Yosef said, Hineni, I'm here. Hineni means Lashon Anav Zizus. I'm here. This is an expression denoting both humility and zeal. He was keen to fill his father's wish. Even though he knew that his brothers hated him. Yud Dalid Vayemer Lo, Yisrael said to him, go now and see your brothers are faring, how the sheep and goats are faring. Hashiveni Davar, report back to me. He sent him in consequence. He sent him literally from Emek Chavron a place called Emek Hebron, the valley of Hebron. Vayavi Shechem, and he came to Shechem. That's the literal meaning. Let's see Rashi translate. Emek Hebron, the valley of Hebron, the vale of Hebron. But Hebron is not in a valley; it's in a mountain. Shneimar Vayalav Negev Vayavi et Hebron. We see later on the spies; they went up to Hebron. Rather, it's not to be read as literally geographical, but it's meant to be that they went Yaakov sent Yosef, and now is happening the Emek, the deep destiny of the one who was buried in Hebron. What's the deep destiny, the deep-rooted destiny of the one buried in Hebron? That's Abraham. What was the deep destiny? That your descendants will be foreigners. Yosef came to Shechem.
So they're still foreigners in their own land. We are still foreigners in our own land here.
We're talking about Egypt. I mean, you could say many things. I'm just saying here it means simple. To start the process of going into exile in Egypt. This began the whole series of events of being strangers in the foreign land of Egypt.
With the birth of Isaac.
Yeah, but it was counted from Isaac, but kind of when it really accelerated and they moved to Egypt is now.
So they're still under the domination of Egypt, I guess.
Sent him in consequence.
Yosef came to Shechem, Rashi. He came to Shechem. Shechem.
Shema.
Shechem means to Shechem. Shechem is a place that is destined for misfortune. Sham Kikula Shvatim, because we know that's where the tribes are going to sell Yosef when he gets there.
Right.
Sham Inu Dina, that's where Dina was violated.
Right.
Sham Nechlaka Malchus was David. That's actually where the split of the two kingdoms of the kingdom of David and the northern kingdom was split. Shneimar Vayelech Rechav Shechem. Rechavam, Shlomo Melech's son, came to Shechem. That's where it was divided. That was the catalyst to divide, to secede. So Shechem would be a good movie title. Shechem. Shehem. Tesvav. A man found him and he was wandering in the field, Yosef. The man questioned him, saying, "What are you looking for?" A man discovered him. This was the angel Gabriel. The man was Gabriel.
Wow.
Yosef replied, "I'm looking for my brothers. Please tell me where they are pasturing their sheep and goats." Yosef replied, "I'm looking for my brothers. Please tell me where they're pasturing their sheep and goats." Okay. So Yud Zayin. The man answered, "They have moved on from here. If I heard them saying, 'Let us go to Doisan.'" So Yosef went after his brothers, and found them in Doisan. Yud Zayin. They've moved from there. They moved themselves away from brotherly behavior towards you. It's meaning the double meaning here. If it was only literally they moved, like they left, that would be superfluous because obviously they left. And it wasn't pertinent to Yosef's question. Tell me where they are. He should have said, "I heard them saying we'll go to Daisan." Why is he starting with like, "Oh, they just left"? I mean, in our screenplays it makes sense, but Torah doesn't add words. So he was implying they left, they really have departed from you. Now let us go to Daisan. Where's Dyson? So he says Dyson is actually part of that ominous warning. They've left their brotherliness from you to go where? To find nichle dasos shemisucho behem, to find legal pretexts to put you to death. Because Yosef, why they feel justified to kill Yosef than sell him?
His dreams.
So they just were wicked. They were just jealous, and they just wanted to kill him. That's what's a more favorable understanding of these righteous men?
Well, look at he's pushing his dreams without any sensitivity.
So the way, but that's not a reason to kill.
It's not a reason to kill, but it's also something.
It's not a reason to sell him, like into
Nice
slavery.
people, though.
So then you would say they were just bad people. They did bad. They were doing bad things. They had bad emotions that were unchecked, and they just acted upon them. So the way we understand it with basic midrash is that the fight between Yosef and his brothers was Yosef. I mean, there's a lot of levels to this, but Yosef saw. Rashi said this yesterday. Yosef saw them doing what have seemed like sins, and he wanted them to right themselves. So he told his father. Now they saw Yosef's tattling on them as not just trying to make them better, but Yosef was a power-hungry monster. He had this, desire to just rule and get rid of his opponents. So he was telling on his father to them so that Yaakov should disown them or something like that. That's the way they perceived. In other words, they perceived Yosef as a mortal threat. When someone is a mortal threat, you act differently when you're just angry or jealous of them. And that's why they were going to find legal pretexts. They were saying, is Yosef deserving of death? Not because we're jealous and angry, but because is Yosef a mortal threat? We know when someone's a mortal threat to you, you have the right to take them out first.
No, you don't. At what point? When they're holding a gun on me? Yes.
Okay, so the question is, how is Yosef a mortal threat? That's the question.
Yeah.
But they saw that Yosef, for example, if Yosef would have told Yaakov, kept telling Yaakov bad things about them, and Yaakov might, let out a curse. We know that Yaakov's curse has bad effects, as it killed Rachel by mistake. So they saw it wasn't through a gun, but it was through, through the spiritual powers, manipulating the spiritual powers of Yaakov. So they're basically trying to see if you're liable to be put to death. And the simple meaning, though, is on a simple level, it's just as a name of a place. Dyson is a place. Yud Ches Vayiru Semirachik. They reached him from a distance. Before he reached them, they had conspired against him to put him to death, as we said earlier. They were filled with plots and scheming, or filled with legal cases against him. Oisai could also be read as Itai. In this case, it means with him, against him. Yotes, Vayemr Ishalachiv, Elochiv, they said to each other, look, Hine Balachalimis Halazaba, look, the dreamer there is coming. And now let us kill him and throw him into one of the pits. And we'll throw him into one of the pits. Vayamarno will say, a wild beast has devoured him. And we will see what indeed will become of his dreams.
So which brother would you think is saying all this?
Right. Glad you asked. I think Rashi later is going to say this is Shimon to Levi. Rashi later is going to tell us that. He does it by a process of elimination.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say it here. It says another comment later on. We shall see what will become of his dreams. Rabbi Yitzchak said, Mikra Zaymer Darshani. This verse calls out for interpretation. Ruach HaKodesh Omeres Kain. In other words, this is actually the Torah saying that a heavenly voice rang out in heaven saying what will be of his dreams. They're saying we're going to kill him. The verse is saying, no, we'll see what will be. God, we shall see whose words will be fulfilled. If yours are mine. It's impossible they should say this.
Reuven is a hero, in my opinion. I'm jumping the gun again. Sorry.
Let's get up to there, yeah. Let's see who's going to win. Your words or my words. It's impossible because it can't mean that they said, let's kill him. Maybe in like Shakespeare, you say that type of stuff of like, let's kill him and let's see what will be of his dreams. But in the Torah, there's no like hyperbole. There's no like, for the most part, there's no like, let us kill him and we shall see what will be of his dreams. The Torah is like embellishment. It's just saying, they wouldn't say that. They would just say, let's put him to death. Who's saying then, let's see what will be of his dreams? So saying that's actually the heavenly voice ringing out saying, you could try to kill him, but we'll see whose dreams will happen.
We'll see.
Let's see, right? Because it's interesting how the Torah is. It's interesting because I'm not such a literary critic of the knowledgeable of the way Torah idioms are, but the Torah seems to be the characters are pretty much. I mean, there must be exception to this, but it's always. There's no embellishment. There's no like drama in soliloquies. Like there's no drama in statements. It's always instructive. So let's put him to death. End of instruction. Let us see what will be with his dreams. I guess the Torah doesn't say something. It's not. There'd be no point for him to say that because if he's dead, there's no dreams. Reuven heard this. I'm sorry, and he heard this and he saved them from their hands. The Emery said, she said, let us not kill him. Let's not kill him. Let's not hit him with let's not smite his soul. I mean, let's not give him a mortal blow to kill him. So they said we're going to kill him. They said, L'chuv and Argeu, we're going to kill him.
Boy.
And then Reuven said, don't kill him. Reuven said to them, don't pour blood, don't shed blood. Just throw him to this pit, that's in the desert. But our hands shouldn't, harm him. He was actually, the Torah testifying, it wasn't just let's not kill him with a gun, let's starve him to death, essentially. So it's more passive. The Torah tells him he didn't want to kill him passively. He was intending to save him to return to his father, Rashi.
Wow.
This is the Torah again, the divine spirit saying, the divine spirit narrator is saying that Reuven did not say this to kill him passively, rather it was only to save him. He should come and take him out from there. Amar, Reuven said, I am the eldest. Because if he comes up dead, I will be blamed by father for this. End of the Chumash for today. What are we holding?